Hey internet friends, my name is Lindsay or LiJo, and today we are going to be speaking on consume. My cup runneth over when it has nothing inside of it. If you'd like to talk to me about this subject or anything related to your cognitive journey, you can book a video session below and we will get started now. All right, so have you ever been with someone eating food somewhere and they have like a bite of a sandwich and they're like, I'm full. You're just like, how? How is that even? That's what it's like to be consume last. Taking in just the smallest amount of thing for the self. It's almost as if the self cannot process it. I don't need any more, I'm full, I've had more than enough of whatever your consume is. Now I've done videos on consume before, and what I want to focus on for this video isn't just consume in general, but it's consume low. And the fact that if you have consume low, it's because you have blast high. And so why is this relevant, especially if you don't know the objective personality terminology? Well, blast versus consume, it's a coin, and it separates what we know to be the standard EPs and IPs and the standard IJs and EJs. The EJs and the IJs would have blast high and consume low, and the standard EPs and IPs would have consume high and blast low. So what do you have higher? What about the person you're observing or typing? Which one do they have higher? So I was thinking about this the other day because I was watching back a video that I had for a show I had written and had co-hosted with another person. And I was just laughing because as my co-host was speaking, I was really trying to stay engaged and, be personable for the first 15 seconds. But then my eyes start wandering off to the side and you can just clearly tell I had slightly tapped out, but it was because of a few things in particular. Well, you see, I wrote the show and I also wrote the prompts that were going up on screen and just kind of remembering the pronunciation of them. I was also thinking about our timeline because the timeline of the show is supposed to be X amount of minutes long, and we're running what I thought at the time was slightly behind that. So I was thinking about how I could probably cue the prompt to get my co-host to stop from talking so much and so that we can continue to move on to the next slide, keeping the pace. And sure enough, that's what I did. We were able to kind of break from that section and move on to the next. And at the end of the day, we finished the show on time with all the pieces in a row. I didn't mispronounce any words. This, my friends, is prioritizing blast over consume. Yes, getting to the threshold where you literally can't consume anymore, but why? It's because of the responsibility to blast. People like to say that blast is just about talking and explaining. It's not. It is the organization process, which you could kind of see, I hope, from that scene that I just explained to you. I wasn't even the one talking. I'm the one getting the show on the road. So the animals, just like functions, cross-check by their very nature. You can't say someone is consume high while also saying they're blast high. And you can't say someone is blast high and not consume low. The two have to always cross-check each other. So why is this so important, and why can it be really helpful to think about, especially in the typing process? Well, sometimes you may be observing someone who is lead consume or consume high, and save your DI, and which is TI or FI for those of you who don't know. And maybe they're listening to someone or taking in some information that they genuinely aren't interested in as it relates to their DI. So they may kind of, be aloof, they'll be looking to the side, right? Maybe they're kind of looking and appearing consume low, but this is where you get to use that cross-check. Are they spacing out? Are they tuning out of the information because they have a responsibility to blast? Or is it because they're just simply not DI interested? Because that can happen all the time. Consume is very personal. And if that information isn't hitting a personal note of personal interest in which the person would like to consume, needs to consume, then they might be somewhere else. Consume prioritizing the taking in of information to the self, blast prioritizing the explaining, organizing of information for the sake of the tribe, and one will always force the other through this route of prioritization into place, keeping each one in its respective line. So that's it for this video. I hope it helped you understand a little bit about the cross-check of consume using the example of consume low, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye, internet friends.